Following the theme of the gaming chair for sim racing video, which basically is a more affordable and flexible solutions to sim racing rigs, today I thought it would be interesting to give you a long-term review of the wheel stand that I'm currently using, which is the Wheel Stand Pro. I've had it for over 5 years now, so since November 2012, therefore I think I can give you a fairly decent opinion about it. If you are in the market for something inexpensive that uses little space, this video is for you. First of all, let me give you a disclaimer here. This is not a sponsored video at all. The wheel stand was bought with my own funds and I'm under no obligation to give you positive opinions about it. All that you're gonna be hearing in the next few minutes is what I think about the Wheel Stand Pro and the experiences I've had with it over the course of 5 years. The Wheel Stand Pro is a relatively inexpensive wheel stand. There are many options for it, but generally it will hit you around 100 to 150 euro depending on the version, and there are choices for many brands of wheels, pedals, and even joysticks. Therefore, it will fit a multitude of different equipment and necessities. The main pieces are the steering column and the base. The pedals, steering wheels, and shifters will have specific adapters for each brand or type of equipment to be mounted. The product itself weighs around 8 kg, being entirely made of steel. Originally, I bought the wheel stand compatible with the Fanatec gear, so it came with everything that was compatible with the CSR wheel, the CSR Elite pedals that I still own, and the basic shifter for Fanatec. The assembly is fairly easy and allows for some flexibility in terms of height, tilt, and distance adjustments. The adjustments can be made via clamps for height and column tilt, or a bolt for wheel stand tilt. The wheel is fixed through bolts at the base of the base plate, 4 in the Fanatec or 2 in the case of a Trustmaster, and the pedals are fixed through 2 bolts fastened into the pedal set and a bar to provide a method to clamp down the pedal set to the wheel stand. Assembly in general should last you around 30 minutes. One of the selling points is the ease of storage, but to be honest, unless you're running a box standard wheel like a Driving Force GT or something like that with the pedal set without a clutch, the stand will always be in the ready to go position. If you try to use this in the storing position, the brake pedal will be in the way of the central column. Therefore, you'll be leaving this most of the time in the ready to go state. And depending if you're using any model upgrades for the shifters like I'm using for the TH8A, it would sit nicely at the corner of the room or at the side of the desk. It's not bulky, but its size should still be taken into consideration. Now into the meat and potatoes of the review. So how does this wheel stand perform? Generally pretty well. If everything is tightened up, the stand rubber inserts will keep it in a place, and its stand is strong enough to handle a load cell pedal and mid-level wheels like the T300RS. If you add the RGS module, which is the module for the TH8A, the stand will become extra stable as it will have an extra anchor point to the ground. There are also many adjustment points, so it should work with lots of people with different heights, as well play styles, such as more upstanding driving positions for road cars, or if you so inclined, I'd assume Formula style of driving would also be possible with tilt adjustments. 2 years ago, I switched wheels from a Fanatec CSR to a T300RS. While I'm not totally sure the Fanatec pedal base would be compatible with the Trustmaster pedal base, I was surprised to see that the base plate for the wheel did support Trustmaster wheels. I'd assume because there are more holes in the plate, it could also take other wheels as well. However, you should consult wheel stand support for more information if you ever make that decision to switch equipment yourself. Of course, the provided Fanatec shifter adapter does not work with the TH8 shifter. I managed to get an interim solution until I bought the RGS model for it. Then, like I mentioned, the wheel stand became extra stable and barely moves at all, but what it moves is mainly due to old rubber inserts. I would recommend if you're using a standalone shifter to get the RGS module. The shifter position is not that great in the stock version that comes with the Wheel Stand Pro, if I'm totally honest. But then again, try it. It always comes with a shifter adapter. If you feel it's not for you, it's not the position for you, check out the RGS module, though that raises the prices about 50 euros or so. So keep that in mind when you're making your choice. Now for the bad bits, and there are just a couple of them in my opinion. The central column is stable up to a fifth of the way up. But for my height and the chair I'm using, I'd prefer to have an additional height in my column, maybe 10 extra centimeters. However, it's not really possible without it being unusable or have the wheel stand wobble like mad. It will always wobble just slightly, but expect the higher the column goes, the more it will wobble. Then there's the basic to non-existent cable management, both in the wheel and shifter columns as well below the pedal base. Yes, it's possible to wrap around the cables and hide them somewhat, but flexible solutions like these will make the cables move every time the stand will move. It's just how it works. In that regard, and because the tubes are hollow, it's a shame they haven't provided a smarter way to tidy up the cables without using mainly zip ties or cable wraps. And because the cables move, sometimes the cables will make the wheel stand move around as well, because it will lift a little bit the front of the wheel stand. One last point, and something must be said about the customer support. You know, this wheel stand pro that I own is by many standards an already old piece of equipment, and God knows how much I use and abuse what I buy until it begs for mercy. Past the warranty time, when it was already exhausted, I had a failure on the lower column clamp, the T-bar, so I contacted support to quote me for a spare. They asked me for the date of purchase, as normally they do, and they said, you know what, we had a faulty batch, and the steel had problems then, here's a replacement, it will be shipped for free. I also had a failure of the bolt that tightens the wheel tilt into place. This happened during a sim racing system race. Sent them an email asking for tips. They replied, well, it's old, let me send you a few replacements and spares for fasteners for free. I haven't been around sim racing for long. I don't buy or own a lot of the stuff or the products that are shown around in other channels, but I've never seen a company, it's sim racing or not, to reply this way, even owning up to problems past the warranty times. I wouldn't know that there was a faulty batch. Still, they sent a replacement past the warranty. So in conclusion, I recommend this product. It allows for some flexibility for those who need space. It doesn't use a lot of space, yet it's able to take a good number of wheels and pedals. It will never compare to a rig in terms of stability, but it's well built, it's sturdy considering the type of wheel stand it is, and also it's flexible for many uses. The customer support is also top notch, so if you're looking for these types of products, this is a great choice for you. But anyways guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to press like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.